Hi, my name is Tamara Swedberg. I am the Instructional Technology Specialist at the Blaustein School for Planning and Public Policy. And in this presentation, I want to give you some tips on effective PowerPoint use. So today's presentation, we're going to go over preparation, content, design, and delivery. So the first area is preparation. The first thing you need to do is think about your audience. Why should they care about your presentation? What will keep their interest? And how can you involve them in your presentation? How can you turn this into this? One way to enhance your presentation is to tell a story. Personal stories are much more interesting. And also keep in mind that you need some sort of order with your slides. If there's a chronological order, then keep them in chronological order. Next, you need to create your outline. Make the slide headers first. Then go back and fill in your content. Next, rearrange the slides if needed. And finally, add some bling. Next, let's talk about content. First is text. I like to use the 6x7 rule. This rule states that you should have no more than 6 lines per slide and no more than 7 words per line. Short content is very important. You need to emphasize the big points. Use images instead of text, and also use simple charts. Reflection and questions. It's good to pause once in a while and ask a question or ask for reactions from the audience. It keeps them engaged. Notes. This isn't necessary, but sometimes it's a good idea to put notes in the notes section of your PowerPoint. If possible, use presenter view when presenting. You have to have a laptop that's configured for dual screens. Then you'll have a different outlook on your screen than what's projected. You can't always rely on this being available, but it's nice. You can, however, print your notes so you know that you'll never forget what to say at a specific slide. And this is an example of what the presenter view looks like on your screen. It has a timer, and it has the order of the slides at the bottom so you can see what's coming up next. And then on the right-hand side, it has your notes. The overview slide. Make sure you add one of these. I had one in this presentation. It introduces your topic to the audience. It also prepares them for what they need to be thinking about during your presentation. And it organizes your presentation. I also like to add a summary slide at the end. So put this, your next to last slide should be the summary slide. Again, emphasize the key points. Also determine what you want the audience to take away with them. The very last slide should be the thank you slide. Always make sure that you thank your audience. Thank any contributors you have as well. If you have sponsors, make sure you list them here. And finally, include contact information. It's very important for you to put your name, your email, your phone number, your website, whatever you want to share with your audience so they can contact you later. Next, let's talk a little bit about design. I like to use the themes that are built into Microsoft Office. Choose a theme that you like, and then pick a color scheme. Most people don't realize that the themes that are built in, you can change the colors on them. So maybe you like the design, but you don't particularly like the colors. No problem. You can choose a different color scheme. Within that color scheme and within that design, you can also choose different backgrounds, which will really make a difference, and you can really customize your theme to the one that you really like. Use the slide master view for repeating elements or footer items like slide numbers. It's also a great place to put a logo. Visuals. Photos are great. Clip art can really be effective as well. Word art is a way to emphasize text. Smart art was new in Office 2007. And charts and graphs are always great for displaying different text and different content. Places to find art. Microsoft Clip Art is a great place to start. You can also use the Creative Commons search. It's found at search.creativecommons.org. You could also use something like vectorstock.com. It has $1 vector art, so it's pretty inexpensive. You could also invest in stock art websites. They have a high price, but you're going to find the most variety. Here on the right, I used the search.creativecommons.org to find a photo that I liked at Flickr that was Creative Commons licensed. And here I put the attribution at the bottom that this was by Flickr user Masigo. You also might want to add some extras like quotes, cartoons, or multimedia. For the fonts on the screen, serif fonts are difficult to read. Sans serif fonts are much clearer. Italics are difficult to read, and normal and bold fonts are clear. All caps is hard to read. And use colors to emphasize text. For font size, you need to think about that person in the very back of the room. The bigger the better. Animations can be fun. This is movement that is applied to text or objects. Subtle animations are nice. They draw attention to the screen, and they help order elements. They can hide or reveal text or objects as well. But erratic animations are annoying. And too many animations are irritating. Transitions are fun. These are the animations between slides. I like to use the same rules as I do for animations. A little bit goes a long way. Guides and arranging. Under the View tab, you can find guides, grid lines, and a ruler. Make sure you arrange all of your elements at the very end. You can align them to the middle, the left, or the right, and you can distribute multiple objects. Delivery. When you're presenting, make sure you practice your presentation many times before you actually give it. Don't read the slides. Maintain eye contact, walk around the room, and if possible, use a wireless presenter. You could also use a smartphone app to do this. Other slide software include Keynote for Mac, Google Presentations, which are great for authoring with other people. They're also easy to share. And Prezi. Prezi adds motion and zoom to a presentation. It's very artistic, but it's also very time-consuming. Don't forget your dongle. If you have a Mac or an iPad, they use a proprietary dongle. They're about $30, and they're a little bit different for each device. So make sure you bring this or you won't be able to show that awesome presentation you spent so much time creating. Backups. Always bring a backup on a flash drive or email it to yourself, stick it in Dropbox on the web. Also, it's good to have a PDF version as a backup as well, especially for Mac users. Sometimes the photos just don't come through when switching between Mac and PC. There's also PowerPoint versioning problems, so to be safe, save it as a PDF. Handouts and copies. Use the print handout function in PowerPoint to make nice handouts. Most people prefer the 3 per page with notes. Afterwards, if possible, post your presentation online and provide a link to that presentation on your last slide. Use a URL shortener if needed. Finally, here are some other resources that you might enjoy. They're all YouTube videos of some excellent animated presentations. A few additional tips. If you didn't already know, the F5 key will launch your PowerPoint from the beginning. Shift plus F5 launches it from the current slide. And Control plus the arrow keys can nudge a graphic that's difficult to line up right where you want it. In summary, make sure that you prepare your document, you get all the content ready, you put the design in place that you like, and that you practice your delivery. Thank you for watching this presentation. My name is Tamara Swedberg, and this is my contact information and where you can find this presentation.